Good morning, boys and girls. We are learning about conversions today, so please make sure that you are on lesson 19, homework, page 89. The first question asks you to convert and then express your answer in a mixed number if possible. So only if possible will you convert it into a mixed number, otherwise you are going to keep it as is, okay? So for the first question I have here, it says 2 feet, and it's an example. 2 feet is being converted into yards. So I need to make sure that I'm changing my feet into yards. And if you recall, 1 yard is equal to 3 feet. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm multiplying. So I'm going to highlight the numbers so you can kind of highlight highlight so that you can kind of see where all these numbers are coming from, because they can be a little confusing when you don't know where they're coming from. So right here we have 1 yard, and we are multiplying it times 3 yards, so 1/3 of a yard, because you are converting from feet to yards. So what that means is that you're going to put it over 1/3. So that's what we have here, 1/3, and that's where that number 1/3 comes from. Where does 2 come from? It is the given number. It is given to you from the very beginning, so that's where that 2 comes from. And 2 times 1 is equal to 2, and 1 times 3 is equal to 3, so you get 2/3 as your final answer right there. So we can box that. I'm not sure what's going on with my pens, but okay, now it's working. Okay, problem number B, or problem letter B. We have here 6 feet, and we're converting it to yards. So I have 1 yard is equal to 3 feet. So again, I'm going to make sure that I am writing it for feet. So I have 1/3 of a yard. And where does the 6 feet come from? It comes from what is already given to you. So you're multiplying that. 6 times 1 is equal to 6. And because this is a whole number, I can change it into a fraction if I want. 1 times 3 is equal to 3. So I have 6/3. 6 divided by 3. Remember, this is a fraction bar. So I am dividing. 6 divided by 3 is equal to 2. So my final answer is 2 yards. For problem C, I have here, I am converting inches to feet. We know that 1 foot is equal to 12 inches. So I'm going to convert it by writing 1/12. And right here you have 5 feet, or 5 inches. Where did we get the 5? It comes from the given problem right here. And I put it over 1 because I like to see what numbers I'm multiplying by. So right here we have 5 times 1, and then over here we have 1 times 12. 5 times 1 is equal to 5, and 1 times 12 is equal to 12. So my answer is 5/12 feet. Problem D, I have 14 inches. I'm converting 14 inches into a foot. So 1 foot is right here, which is equal to 12 inches. That's where I get my 12 from. And 14, the number 14 is what is already given. 1 times 14 is equal to 14. 1 times 12 is equal to 12. So that's why you have 14/12. I'm going to change this into a mixed number. How do I do that? I divide. So I have 14 divided by 12. How many times can 12 go into 14? 1 time. What is 4 minus 2? 2. So my remainder is 2, and my denominator is 12. I get 1 and 2/12. That's where that comes from. Now, I notice that I can divide the top number and the bottom number by 2. And 2 divided by 2 is equal to 1, and 12 divided by 2 is equal to 6. So my final answer is 1 1/6 feet. We have problem E. I am multiplying. I am changing pounds to ounces. So right here I have 16 ounces is in 1 pound. That's where the number 16 comes from. Now, where does the number 7 comes from? It comes from the amount of ounces. So I'm multiplying 7 times 1, which is going to give me 7, and 1 times 16 is going to give me 16. So my final answer is 7/16 of a pound. Over here, I am converting ounces into pounds. So again, we know that 1 pound is equal to 16 ounces, so that's why I'm multiplying 116. 20 ounces is the given number they give us. 20 times 1 is equal to 20, and 1 times 16 is equal to 16. I can divide this, so that's what I'm going to do. I am going to divide 20 divided by 16. 16 can go into 20 one time, subtract. 10 minus 6 is equal to 4. 2 changes to 1. So my remainder is 4 and my denominator is 16. That's where I get 1 and 4 sixteenths from. Now I'm not quite done. I need to convert this or simplify it. So I'm going to divide the top and bottom number by 4. 4 divided by 4 is equal to 1 and 16 divided by 4 is equal to 4. So my final answer is 1 and 1/4 pounds. Problem G. I have 1 pint and I'm changing it into quarts. So this is where I know that 1 pint is equal to 2 quarts. So I'm multiplying 1 times 1/2. That's where I'm getting 1 from. So 1 times 1 is equal to 1, and 1 times 2 is equal to 2. So my final answer is 1/2 quarts. Now for problem H, I'm converting from pints to quarts. I have 2 quarts right here. So I need to make sure I multiply. We have 4 pints. So I'm multiplying 1 times 4 is equal to 4, and 1 times 2 is equal to 2. So 4 divided by 2 is equal to 2 quarts. Now I'm going to turn the page to page 90. Please make sure you're turning to the correct page. So right here it says Marty buys 12 ounces of granola. What fraction of a pound of granola did Marty buy? So remember, 1 pound is equal to 16 ounces. So I'm going to take this 16 ounces and I'm multiplying it by 1/16. And where does the 12 come from? It comes from the problem. So I'm multiplying times 12. 12 times 1 is equal to 12. 1 times 16 is equal to 16. I notice that I can divide the top and bottom number to simplify. So 12 divided by 4 is 3, and 16 divided by 4 is equal to 4. So my final answer is 3/4 of a pound. So Marty bought 3/4 of a pound. Now they ask you, if a whole pound of granola costs $4, how many did Marty pay? So if all of this pound is equal to $1 and he only bought 3/4 of a pound of $4, I just need to multiply. So I have 3 times 4, which is equal to 12, and 4 times 1, which is equal to 4. So 12 divided by 4 is going to give me $3. For the very last question. Problem 4 says Sarah and her dad visit Yo-Yo Yogurt again. This time the scale says that Sarah has 14 ounces of vanilla yogurt in her cup. Her father yogurt weighs half as much. How many pounds of frozen yogurt did they buy altogether in their visit? Express your answer as a mixed number. So for Sarah, we already know that it's 14 ounces because that is given to us right in the word problem right here. 14 ounces. Now the dad, we just know that it is half as much. So half as much means half of whatever Sarah received. So we have 14, which is half as much. So we're going to write 0.5. So 14 times 0.5, where did I get 14 from? From Sarah's, because we know that he got half as much as Sarah's. So now I'm going to multiply 14 times 5, 5/16. Wait, 1 second. So we know she had 14 times 5/10 because the 5 is in the tens place, and that's why I'm writing 5/10. So 14 times 5 is equal to 70, and 1 times 10 is 10. You can cross off the zeros. 7 divided by 1 is equal to 7. So with this number, what I'm going to do is, now I'm going to figure out how can I write that as a mixed number. So I'm going to add 16 ounces plus 5 ounces because that's how much that is being added together. So when I add that together, I'm going to get 1 and 5/16 ounces. Now for problem 4, it says an art teacher uses 1 quart of the blue paint each month. In 1 year, how many gallons of paint will she use? So we have 1 quart, and we know that they're converting it into gallons. And a gallon is actually, if we're converting from quarts to gallons, it's going to be 4. Wait. And our teacher uses 1 quart of blue paint each month. In 1 year, how many gallons of paint would she use? So if we are using 12 quarts, okay. So we know that 12 months are in a year. And she's using paint 1 quart for each month. So that means that she will have 12 quarts of paint that is needed for the year. So that's where this number 12 is coming from. Okay. Now, 1/4 of a gallon. We know that 1 quart is equal to 1/4 of a gallon. So we're going to write 1/4. Okay. So now we're going to multiply. 12 times 1 is equal to 12. And 1 times 4 is 4. So 12 divided by 4 is equal to 3 gallons. She'll use 3 gallons in 1 year. And that is all for today.